you just got up out of bed and you haven't been moving around too much, you can have a seat and just start to sway back and forth just a little. I don't have any copyright-free music to play for you, or I'd be playing that right now. But that's okay. I have the music up here. All right. So here we go. This is our very first live streaming YouTube yoga class. I am a little bit nervous, only because this is my first time and I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I love that we have 7 friends here already and people can jump in and jump out, and it's only going to be 30 minutes. We definitely have 30 minutes this morning. I know we do. So I'm so happy that you're here. We have a half an hour to spend together. I'm streaming live from my makeshift yoga studio in my house. This is also our workout room, but we're just working out with our minds and bodies today. All right, here we go. So welcome everybody. I'm really glad that you're here. We are going to focus on today the theme that we've been talking about all week, which is observations. And I've been asking you to do some observations outside in nature, but today our observations are going to be inside. So we're going to be thinking about how we're feeling up here and in here and throughout our whole bodies and our muscles as we move through this practice. And I was out for my walk this morning and it was a little bit rainy. The sun was not shining as it has been, and it was really quiet. Normally when I go for my walks in the morning, I hear a lot of birds, I hear a lot of sounds, and today was really quiet. And I was kind of feeling bummed because I've been really into watching the birds around here and figuring out new and different species. And I was like, nothing's really showing up for me today. And I got to my favorite overlook spot and I just stopped. And I started to slow down mentally. And I started to just look around. And I really forced myself to stop thinking about school and all the Zoom calls I have later today and all the meetings and, you know, all the things that are happening in the world. And I just started to look around. And I started to observe. And after about a minute of just tuning everything else out except for what was right in front of me, there was a woodpecker, species yet to be identified. I think I know, but I have to be sure. A couple of cardinals. A neighbor walked by and told me that sometimes there's an egret that's out there, so we'll see. But all it took was a little bit of observation and patience. And then I was able to see what was right in front of me. So that's our goal for today. Focus on you, observe how you're feeling, work on tuning everything else out. Okay, that's really hard, but you got this. So we're gonna start in a seated position. I'm sitting up on a blanket. You can sit up on a pillow or a blanket if you don't have any of those things. Totally fine, you don't even need it. If your knees are up here, also totally fine. As we go through practice, I'm going to be giving you some modifications to do for what might feel right for your body, because yours does not move the same way as mine does. And that's really important for us to think about. So I want you to sit up nice and tall. It doesn't matter whichever foot is in front to start. We'll be switching it out later. If you're really hunched over in your posture like this, I want you to use your hands on your knees to pull your spine up nice and straight. Okay? And just start to observe how you're feeling. Hands on your knees and just glide them gently back just behind your knees, so your fingertips are right behind your knees. Notice your breath. Maybe it's a little bit fast. Maybe you're feeling really tired. We're going to take 3 breaths together. And actually, everything that we do today is going to be in rounds of 3. So we'll either hold for 3 breaths or we'll do something 3 times. So we're going to start just by observing how we're feeling with 3 full breaths. So empty out all your air. And take a slow inhale in. And a slow exhale out. This time on your inhale, spine gets a little bit longer. Deep breath in, but you don't want your shoulders to be up here, so keep those nice and down. And exhale. Last one. Inhale in. And slowly exhale out. For this practice, you're in charge of how fast or how slow the breath comes in and out of your body. Sometimes you'll have more control over that than others. We're not going to move too fast today, so just observe your rate of breath. All right, hands down by your sides. On an inhale, sweep your arms up, and I want you to take the whole breath to come up. Pause, palms out, and slowly exhale like you're pushing away everything. Palms up, inhale. Pause, palms out, slow. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, strong arms. Palms out. Exhale. Take your hands to heart center. Inhale up. This time, right fingertips come down to the mat. You're going to reach up and over on the exhale, so you should feel a nice long stretch all the way down to your hip. So from your fingertips to your hips. So inhale and exhale. If you are rounding out this way, just try to open it up. And one more inhale together. Full exhale here. Inhale up. Right hand comes up. Start to exhale as we switch sides. Deep breath in. And full breath out. If it bothers your neck at all to look up, you can bring your gaze down to the ground. Inhale. And exhale again, feeling this nice long stretch. Last one, inhale. And full exhale here. And inhale to come up. All right, now, I know that for a lot of us, we have been typing, texting, slouching, reading, watching movies. So this part of the body needs a little attention. So take both arms out in front of you. Cross your right arm over your left. And I'm going to show you two ways to do this, and we're going to get a nice stretch in the back of the shoulder. So you can either cross right arm over left, bend your elbows. If it's available to you, try to bring your palms together. This might be way too much. You can also just bring your forearms together, and we'll work it here. So right arm over left, bend at the elbow, and you're going to work on bringing your elbows up in line with your chin. So right here, you might feel a really big stretch through your shoulders, but we want to be here in a gentle push away from the chin. And you should feel right back here a nice stretch. Don't push it. If it's too much, you can come down. One more breath in. And exhale, shake it out. Flop it out. All right, now we have to switch sides. Everything we do is also going to be bilateral, so both sides. Left arm over right, bend at the elbow, palms together, or just forearms together. Reaching up, very gently pressing away from the face. Feeling that nice stretch behind the shoulders. Last inhale, and exhale, shake it out. All right, one more seated position. We're going to take a nice gentle twist. So left hand, place it behind you on the floor. Right arm reaches up, and you're going to bring it to the outside edge of your left leg, and you're very gently going to turn towards the left side of your body. If you feel really good and twisty, you can bring your chin over your back shoulder. So just a gentle twist. If you feel like you can go a little deeper on the exhale, use your right hand to push gently into your left leg. to help you deepen that twist. Your next inhale brings you back to center. Right arm reaches up, place it behind. Inhale your left arm up, and gently on your exhale, start to twist. Left fingers come to your right thigh. And we're twisting. If it's available, just going slightly deeper on an exhale, making space in your body. And one more breath in, inhale. And exhale. All right, now we're gonna switch legs, but to get there, I'm gonna do a little work. So we're gonna come into boat pose. So that's gonna work your core and your back muscles, and you're gonna start to lean back until you can feel like a balancing point. Arms out here or behind your knees, and you're gonna work on lifting your feet up off the ground, keeping your spine nice and long. Maybe you're here, maybe you just have your big toes on the ground. Maybe you can be here. Maybe you can let go. Maybe you can be here. Wherever works for you. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Cross over your ankles, palms come down to the floor. We're gonna come onto our hands and knees. So you want your wrist to be right underneath your shoulder on the floor. Toes curled under, and your knees should be right under your hips. We're gonna take a few cat-cows to start to stretch out the front of the body. So your core and your abdomen and the back of the body. So hands to the floor, toes are curled under, take an inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart through, lift your gaze. Exhale, push into the floor, drop your head down, round out the spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift through. Exhale, round out the spine. Last time, inhale and exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. So you want your back to be nice and flat, like you could put a glass of water right on your back. So not like this, not sagging here. Pull your belly button in and up to get that nice flat back. I'm gonna do a little bit of balancing. So you're gonna bring your weight into your right hand, and you're gonna kick your left leg out behind you. Now, bring your weight to your right hand. See if you can bring your left hand out so you're nice and long. Totally okay. If you fall, just try it again. You don't have far to fall. You're already on your hands and knees. So we're reaching. Point your back toe for 3, 2, 1. Hand down, knee down. Shake it out. We're just going to do the other side. Left hand down, right hand down. This time left leg goes back and your right hand comes forward. So you want your palm facing in towards your face. Hugging in, all those muscles are going to help you to balance. It's okay if you shake. It's okay if you fall. Just keep trying. For 2 and 1. Hand, knee. Curl your back toes under. Walk your hands back. And we're going to come into this little seated position now. Toes should be curled under. We're going to do what's called toes pose. Our feet don't get much attention, and the muscles and the fascia, so what holds everything together, gets really tight. So make sure your pinkies are untucked and hands to your heart. And you might already be saying, Miss Toscas, my feet are screaming like this. This really hurts. Just come out if it's too much. We're going to work on leaning back. Nice long spine. You take it to where you feel like you can hold it for 3 breaths. And we've got 2 more to go. For 2, long spine. Can you go back? 1 more. And exhale, tap it out. Woo. I know that tap out feels so good. All right, so hands on the mat, toes curled under. We're going to come into our first down dog. So we're going to curl the toes under and start by lifting up the knee. And then we want the ear to be in line with the upper arm bone. So this part. So none of this hyper flexibility, right in line. If at any point this feels too much on your wrists, neck, or shoulders, just put your knees down on the mat. So hands out, toes curled under. Just start to lift the knees a little bit more. Walk your feet back a little bit more. And start to pedal out your feet. You can bend your knees a lot here. Your heels don't have to be anywhere near the mat. That's all about flexibility, and that either comes over time. Some of us have it, some of us don't. I'm somewhere in the middle. Okay, so your right foot is getting ready to step up to your right hand. So press back, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward. You might have to help it along, but get it all the way up there. Hands on either side of the foot. We're in our runner's lunge, so you want to imagine that we can scissor the legs together so we're getting nice and strong. Deep breath in. Exhale, back knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Now you can stay here, or you can start to bend into your front knee. Don't go too far. You don't want your knee way past your toe, but you'll feel a nice stretch right here. For 3. For 2, if it hurts your back, just come out. And exhale, palms forward. Start to lean back. Lift up on the ball of your front foot, and you're going to feel a great hamstring stretch. So start to lean forward over that front leg. You might be way up here. You might even need to be up here. Take it to where you feel comfortable. And we're here for 2. If you bring your toes toward your nose, you're going to feel it even more. And exhale, walk your foot forward, hands forward. Lift your back knee. And we're just going to switch it out. So left foot forward, right foot back. Okay. Runner's lunge on this side. If you want a little challenge, you can lift up with your fingertips. On your next exhale, back knee comes down, and you're going to inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. And exhale, start to come forward. Your next exhale, palms to the front, start to lean back, front toes come up, and we're working on that hamstring stretch. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Toes towards your nose. Does it feel different to either side of the foot? And we're going to step back to a plank. Okay, so wrists under shoulders, pressing up and away, but not coming up here. For 3, 2, downward facing dog. Knees down, press back into child's pose. You can bring your arms down by your sides if that feels better on your neck and shoulders, or have your arms extended. All right, start to press back up into tabletop. Curl your toes under, come up into plank, and step that right foot forward. We're going to come up into warrior 1 on both sides. So we started our runner's lunge, and then my back foot pivots so my heel is down on the ground. Now, if I start to use my math skills, I've got my foot at a 45-degree angle to the back of my mat. So check it out. Press down in your front foot. Press, 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 and on an inhale, start to lift up. Exhale, drop your shoulders down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now your left hip is going to want to pull back. So guide it forward and pull your right hip back so you're square to the front of your mat. Inhale. And exhale. Your next exhale, hands come all the way down. Pivot on the ball of your back foot. And you're going to step your left foot to meet your front. So deep breath in. Use your front leg to help you. Step forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. So hands to your shins or your thighs. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. This time on your inhale, sweep all the way up. Roll up slowly. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're standing straight up in mountain pose. Strong legs. Lifting all the way up. We're just going to take that on the other side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward, arms out to the side. Halfway lift, hands to the floor. And you're just going to step your right foot back. Pause in your lunge, get your balance. And then bring your right heel to the floor. Check out the angle of your foot. You don't want it parallel to the back. You want your toes pointing out towards the side of your mat. Press down to inhale and lift up. Warrior one. Imagine that you're pulling your legs in, using that strength. Notice how you feel. Deep breath in. Relax your shoulders, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Pivot on the ball of your back foot. And we're going to step back. So right knee down. Left foot comes back. Cross over your ankles. And we're just going to sit back and come back into our seated position. So we're just moving through a few simple poses today. And we're just working on observing how we feel. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Your body remembers what to do. It remembers where to put that foot. It remembers how to breathe and move in and out of poses. But it takes practice. So we're going to come back to our seated position. If you have your blanket, you can grab it back. And we're just going to start to slow down. So hands to the knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, start to fold forward. You can bring your elbows out to the side. You might come 1 inch forward. You might be super flexible and already your chest is to the floor. Most of us are working somewhere in between. So each exhale is going to take us just a little bit further down. So inhale and exhale. A little bit deeper. Keeping your spine nice and long. And a little bit more. And maybe just a little bit more. And inhale, walk your hands up. Come back into your boat pose. Toes down, knees behind, hands behind the knees. Somewhere in between. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. We're going to stretch out both hips. So whatever foot you had in front, move it to the back. Deep breath in. And start to fold forward with that nice long spine. You got this. We've been sitting a lot, right? We got to find a way to keep our body flexible, to connect and observe how we feel, so that we can keep moving forward. Your next inhale brings you up. Half hour has gone by so fast, but don't leave yet. We're going to close by sitting quietly for a moment and observing all of the thoughts. one of the hardest things for us to do sometimes is to actually notice how we feel. There is so much happening in the world around us. There are constant inputs coming at us from family, the television, your phones, all of it. And that makes it really hard to observe how we're feeling. And you might not even realize it, but your thoughts actually can't keep up with the rate of input from the information. When that starts to happen, we are jumping from one thought to another, and it's called a monkey mind in yoga. It's like a monkey swinging from a branch. It's just like one thing, got to keep going, got to keep going. And our goal is to notice and observe when that's happening. If we can do that, we can start to regulate how we feel, and then we take back control of the moment. Right? The thoughts don't control us. We work on controlling the thought. So I want you to just sit. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart, or just place them down on your legs, however you feel more comfortable. And you're going to take a deep breath in and just observe how you're feeling now. Is it different than when you started? Can you be fully present in this moment? Can you start to lengthen your breath? Counting for 3, 2, 1 on the inhale, and the same rate on the exhale. The best way for us to keep going is to find space to make observations about how we're feeling. Once we can do that, we can make anything happen. So everyone, hands to your heart, take a deep breath in. Thank you so much for joining me in my first live stream YouTube yoga class. We'll do another one, I think maybe next week. Tell your friends to come and join. We have some people here today. I'm so excited. So much fun. So thank you all so much for being here. Reach out at any time. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. We got this, friends. I hope you have a great rest of your day. It is almost the end of our 3rd week. How is that even possible? I don't know. I miss you all so much. Yoga is always here for you. Mindfulness is always here for you. When things start to get a little busy up in here, we're building skills so that we can tune in and take care of ourselves. I'll see you all soon. Until then, we got this. Bye-bye.